Did you know that there's a garden in Newport News filled with plant surprises, pollinators and butterflies, small to large shrubs and trees that support wildlife, interactive signage, inspiring sculpture, poetry, and year-round beauty? That magical place is the Grin Grow Learning Garden in Riverview Park. The garden was built by Newport News Master Gardeners in 2002 and has been maintained by our members ever since. Working in coordination with and through the support of Parks and Recreation Department personnel. From spring through fall, members of our team keep the garden weeded, pruned, watered, mulched, fed, and nurtured for your enjoyment and the education of your family. The plant selections and designs for each bed were created by our Newport News Master Gardeners. Located in the heart of the park, next to the playground, the Learning Garden is a place for everyone. Brochures at the entrance will give you some information about the garden, a little inspiration, poetry inspired by the garden's wildlife, and resources where you will find all plant identifications. In the shape of a smiling face, you'll find 8 distinctively different demonstration gardens, each with its own theme. And while this is a demonstration garden, it's also an interactive learning experience for you and your family. At the entrance, you'll be greeted by the Touch and Smell Garden. In it, you'll find rosemary, lemon thyme, and lemon balm. Allow your children to gently squeeze a leaf and discover scents galore. Excite your sense of touch, discovering the softness of our lamb's ears plants. The Salvia greggii attracts pollinators, including hummingbirds, all summer and fall. 2 native grasses beds demonstrate the beauty of grasses that support our local wildlife. From the little blue fescue to the Shenandoah switchgrass, these beds are lush throughout the summer and require little irrigation. For a very different look, explore the rock garden. Here you'll discover the beauty and excitement of a variety of textures and forms. Loved by children, the twisted dark rush with its corkscrew leaves is a plant surprise in the rock garden. Anchoring this bed is 9-bark. Our variety is petite plum, a small native tree that will create visual interest year-round with its lovely spring flowers, brilliant fall leaves, and interesting bark. Throughout the Learning Garden, you'll discover many plants that would be good options for your home landscape, from trees of all sizes to shrubs of all forms. A number of these are found in the Evergreen Garden. Anchoring the Evergreen Garden is a large example of gold thread false cypress that has been trimmed to look like a poodle. Other evergreens in the bed include a slow-growing leucopine, great Japanese garden plant, Ellery holly, easy to trim down to a size that's right for your landscape, blue rug juniper, an inexpensive and effective ground cover, and dwarf Alberta spruce. Located behind the Evergreen Garden is the hairline of our garden's smiling face, the Tree and Shrub Garden. Here you will find examples of plants used to create a beautiful garden border for privacy as well as visual interest in wildlife habitat. The weeping Yopon hollies add variety of form and are a favorite home for our resident mockingbirds. Other evergreen shrubs in this garden include oak leaf, Nellie Stevens, and dwarf Buford hollies. The dwarf Bufords surround a larger-than-life-size sculpture donated by the Huntington Garden Club in 2018. The family unit depicted in the artwork reflects the joy and exuberance we hope to elicit from both grown-up and children visitors. You'll notice the beauty of the crepe myrtle bark, adding visual interest to the garden during winter months. Behind the dragonfly bench, one of 3 sculptural seating elements created by Cricket Forge of North Carolina, you'll discover our newest creation, a little demonstration shade garden. In it, you will see deer, rabbit, and vole-resistant hellebores that bloom in late winter and serve as a ground cover year-round. Other shade-loving ground covers, which are natives, are planted among the hellebores. Can't miss the pollinator garden, as it's filled with blooms that attract pollinators of all kinds. In the center is an arbor that supports coral honeysuckle, a native hummingbird favorite. The arbor is surrounded by Mexican sunflowers, zinnias, monarda, purple coneflower, butterfly weed, asters, and fennel, a host to eastern black swallowtail butterflies. Our butterfly bench is positioned perfectly so you can sit, watch, count, listen for, and enjoy all the activity of nature at work. New in 2019, you really must experience our butterfly garden. Perhaps it's time to grab a seat in one of the nearby covered picnic tables, enjoy a snack, and observe the excitement of a butterfly garden in action. You'll spot many different butterflies and moths, hummingbirds and bees on our black-eyed Susans, coneflower, lantana, milkweed, liatris, Mexican petunia, coreopsis, joe pie weed, goldenrod, and much, much more. 100 milkweed were planted in the spring of 2020 in support of monarch butterflies. Your children and grandchildren will love all that's going on in this wonderful space. Beyond the butterfly garden is our native tree grove. New to the Learning Garden, this area is being developed into an educational tool for the public, providing examples of small and large shrubs and native trees of all sizes for the home landscape. We encourage you to explore our demonstration gardens in order to learn about the advantages of planting native trees. Our Newport News Extension Master Gardeners are happy to schedule a tour for your group. We'll begin by presenting a short program created with your group in mind. Then we'll move to the Learning Garden, where children will be encouraged to explore and discover. If you like, the tour can end with the children making a take-home project. We hope you enjoyed this virtual tour of our Master Gardener Learning Garden. Master Gardeners are trained volunteers who serve as an educational resource for the citizens of the city, and through public interactions, encourage and promote environmentally sustainable landscape and gardening practices. The Master Gardener program is sponsored by Virginia Tech and Virginia State Universities and is found throughout Virginia, the United States, and in many foreign countries. If you have a question about the garden or Extension Master Gardening, visit our website, Facebook page, or call our office. Thanks for your interest in our Grin Grow Learning Garden.